Everyone, not the video I was planning on making today, but there's been a shooting in DC and two National Guards have been shot. That's really all I know about the situation. It's in DC. DC right now is in lockdown. Not the video I wanted to make today. I was planning on doing a turkey prepping video, but I decided that, I'd rather cook my turkey tomorrow. So that's what I'll be doing tomorrow, is making a cooking video. But with the events happening right now in DC, I'm making this video, and it's just tragic. And again, all the information that I know is that there's been a shooting in DC. Two guardsmen has been shot, and I heard that one of the guardsmen did not make it, unfortunately. And right here is Kash Patel giving an update on everything that has went down. And so I'm gonna take a look at this video and just chime in. And it's just terrible that this happened, right before Thanksgiving, which is tomorrow, obviously. And it's just a sad situation all around. So all thoughts go with the victims and the families. Just a really tragic event that happened down in DC. And I think one of the guards did lose their lives, unfortunately. So it's just a tragic event. And yeah, so I'm going to watch this update, and Kash Patel is going to give an update. This is on Fox. So yeah, and I'll just kind of just chime in. And it's just tragic, that this would happen right before Thanksgiving, and those families, they need our thoughts right now, guys. So please just keep those in mind. And it's just a tragic event. But we're gonna hear from Kash Patel right here. I didn't want to make this video today. I was hoping that I didn't have to make any one of these types of videos. But that this is the world that we live in, right? It's the world we live in. And unfortunately, it's just a series of unfortunate events. I don't even know if they got the shooter. Hopefully they did get the shooter, and hopefully he's gonna rot. Well, obviously he's gonna rot in jail for the rest of his life, like he should. I'm assuming it's a he. I mean, it could be a she. I don't really know the details, quite honestly, but I just imagine it's a guy. But yeah, it's just a series of tragic events. And I don't know if both guard members died or if just one. I heard it was only one, but nonetheless, we're going to watch this update and hear from Kash Patel. So let's go ahead and roll it.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kash Patel, FBI Director. We're here to brief you on the tragic events that happened.
Here we go. We're going to get a briefing right here. So I'm just finding out this information. Everything that I know, I just shared with you guys. So
today at approximately 2:15 local time in Washington, D.C., where two of our brave...
Yeah. I think they were just like standing there doing their job, and some crazy person just came up and started shooting at them.
Members of the National Guard and the Department of War were brazenly attacked in a horrendous act of violence. They were shot.
Horrendous. I mean, he would do this on the day before things. There's a lot of sick people out there, man. A lot of twisted people. People who are just love violence and just taking stuff into their own hands. What is the shooter's political affiliation? That I do not know, so I don't want to speculate. But I'm just going to say this, that you really don't see any... I don't think the shooter is going to be a conservative or a Republican. I'm just going to say that. I could be wrong. Maybe they are a conservative. Maybe they are a Republican, but 9 times out of 10, it's most likely a liberal or Democrats. They have been going crazy As we all know, they don't like Trump. They hate Trump. Why? I do not know. There's no good reason that they have. They just don't like the guy. But just because you don't like someone does not give you the right to resort to violence. And it's just a sad and tragic event. I mean, I can only imagine that's the whole reason why they shot these God's men. I mean, not unless they knew him personally. I don't know, guys. I'm just speculating here, but it's just a sad series of events. And, just because you don't like somebody in the political party, violence is never the answer. Just look at the Charlie Kirk shooter, Just because he didn't like what Charlie Kirk had to say, okay, you didn't have to listen to him. Move on about your day. You don't have to pay attention to him. Just because you disagree with somebody does not give you the right to physically harm that person. And it's just sad. It really is.
They're in critical condition.
Okay, so they're in critical condition. I don't know if he's talking about both guardsmen or just one of them. I don't know.
As you can see behind me, we have assembled the full force of both the federal and state and local law enforcement agencies to bring bear all of our resources to make sure we find the perpetrators responsible for this heinous act.
So perpetrators. So I guess there's more than one shooter. How many shooters are there? I don't know. Hopefully we'll be able to find them.
And make no mistake, they will be brought to justice.
Well, good. That's good news right there. They need to be too.
Since this
Throw the book at them. Throw the book at them.
Assault on a federal law enforcement officer. This will be treated at the federal level as an assault on a federal law enforcement officer. The FBI will lead out on that mission with our interagency partners to include the...
That's good. They should do that, I mean, it's just a sad series of events.
Department of Homeland Security, Secret Service, ATF, DEA, and we're thankful for the mayor's assistance in this matter, the Metropolitan Police Department and their skills in investigating homicides and
everybody who's working on this is doing a good job, and hopefully we'll find these guys, according to Kash Patel, that we didn't find them or anything like that.
Shootings in this city is exceptional. We will work together, collaborate.
And I just want to say that no matter what side of the political spectrum you are, conservative, liberals, listen, I got families that are liberals, that are Democrats. Okay, I don't hate them just because of their political views are different. I still love them. They're still my family and they're still my friends and everything like that. And I don't wish them any harm. Yeah, we may disagree on political stuff, but there's other things that we agree on, right? And just not because either you're a Democrat or Republican doesn't mean that, hey, we disagree on everything about politics. I'm sure, Democrats, maybe some of them, want the best for America, right? And it's just sad. You don't do this to people you disagree with. And I'm not saying this is why the shooter did it, but I mean, it's just a tough situation.
Because this is a matter of national security, because it's a matter of pride, President Trump...
No matter what side of the spectrum you are on, if you condone violence, even if you're a Democrat, if you're like, yeah, we should go out there and do this and do that, then that makes you're a terrible person. Point blank, period. You're a terrible person. There's no room for violence in politics. We can disagree all day long till the sun comes up. You know what I mean? But once you cross that line of violence, that's where it's a big fat no. And you're just a terrible person, quite honestly, if you condone violence. If you're saying, yeah, let's go out there and get them. Let's go out there and get those Republicans or those conservatives. Yeah, okay, you can say whatever you want because obviously of freedom of speech. But if you take it to that next level, you're a terrible person, no matter what side of the spectrum you are. Even conservatives and Republicans. I'm not saying we're perfect. I believe that there's more people on both sides, more on the Democrat and liberal side, because we've seen it with all the videos that they've been posting, especially after Charlie Kirk's death, how Democrats and liberals were celebrating that. How are you going to celebrate a man losing his life over just because you don't agree with his opinion? That's disgusting. And that person and those people Those type of people are terrible human beings. All right, we can disagree all day, but violence is never the answer. And if you believe violence is the answer, then you're just a terrible person. Violence should only be the answer in the case of self-defense. If you're just out there attacking people because of their political views, you're a terrible person, you're a bad person, no matter what side of the spectrum you are. And this may not even be political, but just being two guardsmen that were in D.C., I mean, all signs point to it being political, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's something more. I don't know. Maybe the guardsmen even owed him money or something like that. But even so, you do not kill nobody other than self-defense. And this obviously was not a self-defense situation. This person came up and shot two guardsmen for no reason. Is there multiple suspects? I'm not 100% sure on that, but we're going to listen here, and Casper Tail will hopefully chime us in. I'm sure there's probably some things that they're keeping close to the chest, because who knows if the shooter or shooters are watching this press conference, right? Trying to see where the FBI is on all this. Like, how close are they to finding this person and all that. I don't even know if they found him, but yeah.
Has been informed. We've been in contact with the White House. We will shortchange the American public with no resources to make sure we find and safeguard our nation's capital right here in Washington, D.C., and bring anyone responsible for this heinous act of violence.
Oh, good. We should. So, according to his own words, it seems like this person is still on the loose. So hopefully we'll be able to find this individual or individuals and bring them to justice.
Violence to justice.
Okay, and of course, I don't know why an ad would pop up in this type of situation right here. It's so annoying. Don't renew.
To the American public and the world, please send your prayers to those brave warriors who are in critical condition and their families.
Okay, so they're still alive then. So what I heard, that one of the people were dead, but I guess they're both in critical condition. So hopefully those guardsmen will be able to pull through. Now that could change obviously as the recording of this, but hopefully those guardsmen will be able to make a full recovery from this heinous act.
They are here serving our country. They are here protecting everyday Americans and citizens around the world in our nation's capital. They are the heroes of this day, and we must remember them on this day and every day, and their families.
Absolutely. Remember their thoughts. All thoughts go to the families of these guys, and obviously the guardsmen also. I'm hoping that they make a full recovery.
And the sacrifice they have made. I will now turn it over to Chief Carroll of the Metropolitan Police Department. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeff Carroll. I'm the Executive Assistant Chief here at the Metropolitan Police Department. At approximately 2...
I just want to say, look how tall this guy is. He's like overshadowing everybody. I just want to put that out. He's really tall.
This afternoon, members of the D.C. National Guard were on high visibility patrols in the area of 17th and I Street Northwest when a suspect came around the corner, raised his arm with a firearm, and discharged it at the National Guard members.
Why did he do that? Don't know. Could this person have like a mental health problem? I mean, even if there is a mental health problem, there is no excuse for doing what this person did. But I'm just saying, like, why? Why did this person just randomly do something like this? It had to be something, right?
The National Guard members, there were other members that were in the area. They were able to, after some back and forth, able to subdue the individual and bring him into custody. Within moments.
Wait, hold on. So they caught the subject. Did I hear that right? Sorry, I'm going to rewind and I'm going to try to hear what he said.
Some back and forth, able to subdue the individual and bring him into custody. Within moments, members of law enforcement in the area were also able to assist and bring that individual into custody.
Okay, so they do have the suspect in custody. Is it just one person? The way they're talking it, they're making it seem like it's one person that's in custody.
This time, as the director mentioned, the National Guard members are being treated at a local hospital. DC Fire and EMS responded to the scene to provide first aid for those individuals and transport them to a local hospital. The suspect in this case was also transported for treatment at a local hospital.
Forget that. Okay, so they do have the suspect in custody, which is good. But why are we taking him to the hospital? Now, I get it, okay? So, you know, what? Apparently, maybe they had like a shootout with the police. Maybe that's why the suspect had to go to the hospital. But I get it now. I was going to say, why are we taking this suspect to the hospital to get healed up? But, you know, I guess we want this person to face justice. So if this person dies, you know, they won't face any. Well, they still. I'm just kind of confused, to be quite honest with you guys. I don't know why we're taking this suspect to a hospital to get fixed up. Really, if he's shot, let him bleed out to death. Okay, that's just how I feel about these type of people who do these type of crimes right here. No sympathy whatsoever toward the person who did this.
Madam Mayor?
Thank you. I'm Muriel Bowser. I'm the mayor of Washington, D.C., and I, too, want to send my thoughts and prayers to the families of the guardsmen and to the guardsmen who are...
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. They're fighting for their lives right now in critical condition.
In critical condition in a local hospital. I am joined by members and leadership from the D.C. National Guard, from the West Virginia National Guard, United States Secret Service, Deputy Mayor Pia, Fire Chief Donnelly, and Metro's General Manager Randy Clark. And we join with the FBI Director.
So it looks like they have the suspect in custody, which is good. They got him pretty fast.
In ensuring that MPD investigates, the U.S. Attorney prosecutes this case to the fullest extent.
Well, heck yeah, you're going to prosecute. You're going to throw the book at this mother effer. Okay, he's never going to see daylight again, this person.
Of the law. I've had the opportunity to brief U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi, who was speaking to the president when I called, as well as the United States Attorney Pirro, who assured me that this case will have her office's complete attention.
Mayor, was there any
Yeah, which they should.
other suspect?
Chief?
Sure. So now, at this time, there's no indication that there was any other suspect. The one suspect that was involved in this incident, they were shot during the interaction, and they were
Okay, so they were shot by police. So it seems like it was only one individual. Why this person did it, don't know yet.
transported to the hospital for treatment.
Mayor, does this validate the need for the National Guard here in D.C.?
What we know, Andrea, is that this is a targeted shooting. One individual who appeared to target these guardsmen.
Why? Why did he target them, though? That's my question. Why did this person take it upon himself to target these guardsmen? For what reason? For political reasons? That's what I'm assuming.
Individual has been taken into custody.
Mayor, can you tell us any more details on the
Okay, so they did get the shooter.
condition of the two National Guardsmen and whether or not anyone else was injured? And a quick question follow-up for the FBI Director. You said that we'll make sure
I'm trying to hear what this reporter is asking.
we find the perpetrators for this act. So just to clarify, the person believed to be responsible is in custody and there are no other suspects.
Sure, so I can start out. Again, Chief Carroll from MPD.
Here we go.
So both of the individuals, the guard members, they are in critical condition at a local hospital at this time
I'm hoping that they pull through, man. I really am hoping that they pull through.
being treated. At this point, we have no other suspects. We have reviewed video from the area. It appears, like I said, to be a lone gunman that raised
Okay, so a lone gunman. Okay, so this individual did it himself.
a firearm and ambushed these members of the National Guard.
He ambushed them. Imagine you just doing your job, and then you get ambushed by some crazy maniac. So sad, man.
He was quickly taken into custody by other National Guard members and law enforcement members.
Have you got any sense of motive?
No, at this time, obviously, we're very in the preliminary stages of investigation. There's a lot of things, a lot of agents that are here from various federal agencies, law enforcement agencies. We have the full power of the FBI and our federal partners here in the task force. So we're looking at all those different aspects, but we don't have any motive.
Yeah, what is the motive? Why is the reason? But they don't have one yet, but I'm sure it'll come out. I'm sure social media is already on top of it. They probably know. They probably know more. Social media and Twitter, well, X now, but X, people on social media, they probably know a lot more than what the FBI, because usually when this type of stuff happens, the internet is all over it,
The National Guardsmen that were shot, I'm told they were armed.
Did they get off shots?
At this time, that's part of the preliminary investigation.
Yeah, I wonder if they did get the shots off fired.
Explain how.
If they were ambushed, I'm assuming that they probably didn't get any shots off, right? If they were ambushed.
Chief.
Sure. So how the suspect was apprehended, as I said, the individual, the suspect came around the corner. He immediately started firing a firearm at the two National Guard members. So at that time, there were other National Guard members that were in the area. They heard the gunfire.
Did they go and take care of business? So that the suspect must have got shot by the other guardsmen. Shout out to those guardmen. The guardmen are heroes from stopping this guy.
Were able to intervene and to kind of hold down the suspect after he had been shot on the ground until law enforcement got there within moments.
Good. That's the only good thing, is that the suspect has been caught really fast.
At this point, we're still investigating exactly who shot that individual. It's not clear at this time.
Yeah, who is he? Who is this individual? What does he have, ties to any other foreign states or anything like that, or anything? A political party? Was it a paid hit, or was he just a bad day? Or I don't know. What is the motive?
We don't know what kind of weapon. There was DC police. It happened right in front of the Metro, although there is no indication that the perpetrator was on the Metro. So there's Metro Transit Police in the area, and obviously
I would assume probably a pistol, or probably a pistol. I don't know. I'm just assuming that. I could be wrong, but I don't know.
being on 17th Street by the White House. Uniformed Division of Secret Service were in the immediate area as well.
What kind of weapon the alleged perpetrator used?
We do not know at this time. It's still under investigation.
We're going to be able to take a couple more.
Have you been able to question the suspect, or is his condition so severe that you haven't been able to have a conversation?
Sure. Again, so as I said, we're very preliminary in the investigation, so we're looking to all aspects of who the individual is.
Yeah, we need to see if he's linked to a larger group. A thought just came to my head. Could this be a distraction for something bigger? I don't know. Hopefully not. Hopefully that's not the case. But, it could be just a distraction from something else. And hopefully not, Especially with the Thanksgiving parade tomorrow, Hopefully this ain't a distraction from that or something,
His connections at this time, he's still in the hospital receiving treatment.
And I would just like to add, the reason that this suspect is in custody is because of the bravery of the men and women of the National.
That's right, yeah. They were really brave, man. They heard the gunshots, they went toward the gunshots. And that's the respect that we need to give our listen, not every single cop is bad, right? I'll say this. There are some bad apples with policemen. There are terrible, bad policemen that should not be policemen. But I would say the majority of police officers are not bad people, right? They put their lives on the line to try to keep Americans safe as possible. Even the guardsmen, they run toward the fire. They don't run away from the fire. But there are a few bad apples out there, obviously, that people, they shouldn't, and they give a bad reputation to the entire police force of America. But yeah, those guardsmen are a hero. They're brave for running toward the gunmen, bringing them down, holding them down until the local police came and took him away. I don't know why they took him to the hospital, but I get why they took him to the hospital, right? Because obviously you want to get information out of this person. Why'd you do it? Right? Did somebody hire you to do this? Was you just having a bad day? Is it political motivated? But shout out to the guardsmen who did take this guy down. They did the right thing, obviously. Excuse me. And those guys are heroes.
Guard who responded due to their extensive training to secure American lives today. There was not any further injury and any further shootings. We should highlight the fact that the men and women of law enforcement, the interagency, the Department of War, and the National Guard executed their training with
I could not agree more.
great precision today and prevented an even greater tragedy from befalling us.
Yeah,
These
and I'm glad they did what they were meant to do.
National Guardsmen are heroes, and we must pray for their safety and their speedy recovery. And as the chief said,
Yeah, I'm really hoping those guys pull through.
we are in the preliminary stages of this investigation. We will run down every single lead, every piece of evidence. This is the power of the U.S. government at its best at the state, local, and federal level.
Yeah, we need it. I'm sure they're probably going through this person's house. I get why they're trying to save him. You gotta get that information out of this person, right? And then you got to go through every lead. Is this person working for a bigger group? Is it just a lone wolf person? All that stuff matters in this type of case right here.
That is why this interagency group is standing behind us to assure America and the world that we will continue to keep D.C. safe. And thankfully, we have Metropolitan Police Department, the National Guardsmen, and federal agents, and the Department of Justice and Attorney General willing to prosecute the mission to keep Americans safe. And President Trump has rightly stated that this heinous act will be investigated, and he has thanked the National Guard.
Yeah, well, of course it's going to be investigated. I don't know why they wouldn't investigate it, but hopefully, they're able to put all the pieces together and we'll find out more information here. I'm sure, like I already said, social media is already on top of it.
Men and women, and the men and women of law enforcement.
Thank you.
All right, and that's it. That's the end of the update right there. Just a tragic series of events. Thoughts and prayers are with the guardsmen. Hopefully, they're able to pull through and make a full recovery. And as far as the suspect goes, no sympathy toward that person whatsoever. I don't know why this person decided to do this a day before Thanksgiving. When these National Guardsmen were probably just working, talking about how they're going to eat a big, huge meal with their families tomorrow. And then something like this tragic happens. And it's just sad. And it's just disgusting that there are human beings out there that will do this type of random violence on other people for any reason at all, really, and it's just real. I don't know, guys. It's just the world we live in today. It's really sad. I'm sure there'll be more information released. There's probably more information released as the recording of this video. I'm sure there's more to it than just this update that got, but this was streamed like 20 minutes ago, so so I'm sure there's probably like more information out there. So I think what I'll do is kind of just be alert, and if I see something that's is like significant as a bigger update to who this person is and all that, I will do a video about it. But it's just a sad series of events here, and all thoughts and prayers goes with the guardsmen. I'm hoping that they're able to make a full recovery in this. Right now they are in critical condition, so if you have please just make time to have your thoughts and prayers with these guardsmen, that they make a full recovery. And the FBI is gonna exalt every single lead on this person, and we're gonna find out, like, is this person alone? Is he working with a group and all that other good stuff to get to the bottom of this, of why this person did it. And you gotta cross all your X's and you gotta dot all your T's. Cross all your T's, dot all your I's, cover everything, so you make sure this ain't something of a larger plan, you know what I mean? But it's just terrible, honestly. It's terrible, and this person's gonna rot in jail for the rest of their life. They may even get the death penalty right there. But yeah, I might make another video about this. But that's gonna be the end of the video right there, guys. And I will see you guys in the next one.